Welcome back to Paper Highlighter, the home of messy love stories, questionable decisions, and the receipts TLC wishes you would stop screenshotting. Buckle up because tonight's 90-day universe is doing the most. First up, Jasmine and Matt have officially ditched apartment life and leveled up. They've got the keys, the big kitchen, the dreamy bedroom, baby Matilda, and Coco zooming through their new place. But Jasmine is teasing a huge surprise on top of the move. Is the house the big secret, or is there another bombshell coming? Meanwhile, Evelyn finally did it. After years of visa drama and near misses, she's holding that U.S. approval in her hand and talking about becoming a permanent resident. She's excited, she's nervous, and fans are already warning her about American ranked, groceries, and culture shock in 2025. Then we've got Brandon and Julia. Not only did they drop their pregnancy news at the tell-all and make Ron and Betty literally jump out of their seats, but Brandon's 2025 net worth just leaked. Pest control work, TLC checks, cameos, helping on the family farm. Fans are asking, is that really enough with the baby on the way? Over in Virginia Beach to Dominican Republic land, Guillermo Rozier's career and bank account are under the microscope. From bartender to would-be lawnmower king to recruiter with a steady paycheck, viewers want to know, is his new 9-to-5 actually paying for that pilot dream? And in peak Jasmine Pineda fashion, she's spilling wild behind-the-scenes tea about Matt's proposal. She claims she was so overwhelmed, she actually got mad at the crew and asked why they didn't stop him. Still married to Gino, battling a messy divorce, and under immigration stress with her kids, was this the worst timing for a ring ever? On top of that, Darcy Silva is back in tears, questioning whether Georgie has been faithful after Cara and Jovi hint that they know way more than they're saying. There are Miami nights, sketchy hangouts, and a whole lot of, do you really want me to say this on camera energy? And finally, Chloe and Joni, are they done for good? They're unfollowing each other on social, she's popping up with a new guy, and fans are replaying that mysterious earring in his bathroom like it's the Zapruder film. If you live for messy receipts, hit like, smash subscribe, tap the bell so you don't miss the next tell-all meltdown, and drop a comment with a couple you think is in the most trouble right now. Roll the title card. Let's dive into Jasmine and Matt's big move first. Jasmine Pineda didn't just move houses. She may have just soft-launched an entirely new life plan, and fans are already connecting the dots. This isn't just a cute we got the keys moment. Jasmine and Matt have officially said goodbye to apartment life and stepped into a full-on family home. Baby Matilda, dog Coco, and maybe her boys in the future. And of course, Jasmine being Jasmine, she's turning the whole thing into a slow drip storyline on Instagram. So here's what went down. Jasmine jumps on Instagram, and instead of some cryptic quote or chaotic rant, she gives us domestic bliss. We're talking a full carousel of new home who dis content, starting with her standing in a gorgeous modern kitchen that looks straight out of a home tour vlog. The kitchen is sleek and modular, everything in its place, and she's posing like she's been waiting years to finally say, this is mine. After hustling through apartment life and endless drama with Gino and then Matt, this feels like a very intentional reset button. Then we get the bedroom shot. Big windows, lots of natural light, wooden floors, basically the opposite of a cramped starter apartment. Jasmine and Matt pose together with Matilda, and you can see it all over their faces. They're not just renting a little extra space. This looks like they picked a place with a long-term plan in mind. She even sneaks in the bathroom flex, a luxurious bathroom glimpse on her stories, because of course she does. It's Jasmine. If there's a chance to show off a glow-up, she's taking it. But the real awe moment, a clip of baby Matilda absolutely losing it laughing at Coco's antics in the new place. That's the energy she captions with basically a little prayer of gratitude for their new beginning. You can feel that she's trying to anchor herself in something calm and happy after so much chaos. Here's where fans start reading between the lines. In the comments, people are already asking the big question: is this where JC and Fiance are going to live when they come to America? Matt has openly stepped up as a father figure and talked about loving Jasmine's kids like his own. And suddenly they're in a bigger property, more space, more stability. It's giving phase 1 of the family is in place. Stay tuned for phase 2. On top of that, Jasmine's been teasing a huge surprise for her followers. Was the house the surprise all along? Or is this just the warm-up for a bigger reveal, like visas, custody updates, or a full family reunion? Fans are flooding her comments with "you deserve this" and "so happy for your family." But a lot of them are also bracing for the next twist, because with Jasmine, peace never seems to last very long. And don't touch that dial, because just when Jasmine is settling into her American dream, another 90-day alum is finally getting their own ticket to the U.S. Up next, we're breaking down Evelyn's long-awaited visa approval and what her big move to America really means for her and Corey. Evelyn jumps on Instagram, and instead of the usual beach selfie or throwback, she drops a full-on life update. She's holding her U.S. visa, smiling, and basically saying, "Yep, it finally happened." The caption, pure emotion. She tells fans she's going to become a permanent resident of America.
Very
not just
scary.
visiting,
It's very
not
third
just
world.
filming, actually living there. She admits she's on cloud 9, but also super
I was
nervous.
crazy about Evelyn.
And honestly, that tracks.
From the moment
This is
I met
someone
her,
whose identity has
and
been
to show
tied
her
to
that
her
I'm 100%
hometown,
committed to
her
her,
beach bar,
I
and her
started
life
helping
in
her out
Ecuador.
financially.
Uprooting everything to move to Corey's world? That's not just a romantic gesture, that's a full identity shift. Evelyn says she's excited to make new friends in America, to finally call the U.S. home, and she even points out that it used to be Corey's home first. Now it's going to be theirs. After years of Corey going back and forth and fans screaming, "just pick a country already," it sounds like they're locking in a long-term plan. She also mentions she hasn't been to the States in years, and she's curious, maybe a little anxious, about how much has changed. And that's where the comment section jumps off. You've got supporters cheering, "Welcome to America, girl!" And then you've got the more realistic crowd dropping reminders like, "food and cost of living are outrageous now. Good luck." Fans are also quietly wondering what this means for Corey. Are they finally done with the breakup-makeup cycle? Are we about to see them settle into a more normal married life in a small American town? Or is this just the next chapter of culture shock, financial stress, and TLC-produced chaos? And then there's the on-camera potential. Evelyn literally invites her audience to come along for the journey and promises to keep people updated. That screams fresh storyline. Visa-approved Evelyn navigating American grocery prices, making new friends, maybe even clashing with Corey's family again, but now as a resident, not a tourist. Some viewers are genuinely happy for her, saying she earned this win after everything, while others are side-eyeing the move, predicting that the real test won't be the visa, it'll be whether Evelyn and Corey can survive U.S. reality outside of TLC cameras. Keep it locked, because if you thought visas and big moves were emotional, wait until you see what happens when a long-struggling couple finally shares their pregnancy news. Up next, we're diving into Brandon and Julia's big baby reveal and the priceless reaction from Ron and Betty that had the whole tell-all on their feet. At the Happily Ever After Season 9 tell-all, Brandon shares a compilation of what he calls the best moments of his life lately. But the real highlight isn't just a cute montage. It's the moment he and Julia decide to finally break the news to his parents, Ron and Betty. On a video call, you see Ron and Betty sitting there with this look like they know something is coming, but they don't know what. Brandon stalls for a second, then just drops it. Julia is expecting, and in that split second, everything changes. Betty's reaction? Iconic. She covers her mouth, jumps up, and you can see the shock turn into pure joy in real time. Ron stands up too. They hug, they shout, they're literally dancing in front of the camera. It's not polished, it's not staged, it's just raw, emotional, messy happiness from two people who have wanted this for a long time. The rest of the cast is watching this unfold, and you can see the room shift. People who usually thrive on drama are suddenly tearing up. Julia's holding Brandon's hand with glossy eyes, and then she notices, yep, he's crying too. She even asks him if he's crying, and he kind of half laughs, half chokes up. It's one of those rare 90-day moments where everyone drops the snark and just lets them have this win. We later see their maternity photos, soft, glowing shots that fans had already started speculating about online. But now with the tell-all context and that video call, those photos hit differently. Knowing about her uterine polyps, the infertility fears, and all the emotional weight they've carried, this pregnancy isn't just a storyline. It's the payoff to a very real, very painful journey. Brandon even calls the moment priceless in his caption and says none of it was planned. That's exactly why it works. It feels like, for once, life got ahead of the production notes. Fans are calling this one of the most genuine scenes the franchise has had in years, with many saying they finally cried happy tears for a 90-day couple. And now everyone's betting on whether we'll see a baby-centric spinoff or a quieter life off camera. Stick around, because as sweet as that moment was, it also has people asking the big question: can Brandon actually afford this new chapter? Next up, we're breaking down Brandon Gibbs' 2025 net worth, all his income streams, and whether that TLC money is really doing what fans think it is. On paper, Brandon is not one of the franchise's top earners, but he is one of the most diversified. The latest breakdown puts his net worth at just under $100,000. Not celebrity rich, but not Brock either. More like solidly hustling millennial who accidentally became famous on TLC. First up, his most reliable paycheck, pest control. For years, Brandon's full-time pest technician job has been his financial backbone. Steady income, regular hours, and just enough flexibility to still film 90 Day and its spin-offs. It's not glamorous, but it's predictable, and fans actually respected him for having a real job outside TV. Then you stack on the TLC money. According to Fan Sleuth and Reddit threads, cast members like Brandon reportedly earn around $1,000 to $1,500 per episode, with an extra $1,500 to $2,500 for the tell-all. That's nice bonus cash, but unless you're filming nonstop, it's not a standalone salary. It's more like down payment on a car money, not support a family forever money. He also taps into Cameo with Julia, sending personalized videos to fans for extra side income. It's an easy monetization stream when your face is already on TV. But again, it's supplemental. On top of all that, Brandon still helps out at his parents' farm, which has saved them thousands over the years in rent and basic living costs when they lived there. Here's where it gets messy. Brandon recently revealed he quit his pest control job and is planning a move to Russia with Julia, while also having a baby on the way. Financially, that sounds like playing 4D chess with a half-finished board. Fans are split. Some say love and adventure are worth the risk. Others are like, sir, this is not the time to walk away from a steady paycheck. Add in Julia's past pregnancy complications and the emotional weight of this baby, and suddenly his net worth isn't just a number. It's a question mark about how prepared they really are for this next chapter. Comment sections are full of people rooting for them, but also yelling, please don't fumble this bag. A lot of fans feel Brandon's work ethic is solid, but his timing on big decisions, not so much. Stick around because if you think Brandon's money situation is complicated, wait till you hear how Guillermo's patchwork career turned into a surprisingly stable paycheck. Next, we're breaking down how much Guillermo Roger really earns now that he's gone from bartender to recruiter, while still dreaming of becoming a pilot. When we first met Guillermo, he was the charming Dominican bartender with a killer smile and absolutely no financial stability. He'd done bartending at a resort, played the fun vacation romance role perfectly, and then followed Kara to America, where the job market basically laughed in his face. Fans watched him bounce from idea to idea, bartending, talking about a lawn mowing business that never took off, then a restaurant job that ended when he quit because he wanted more. Carol was honest on camera. She was frustrated because for a while, she was carrying most of the financial weight. But here's where the storyline quietly changed. Guillermo's LinkedIn, yes, the internet sleuths found it, lists him as a recruiter at Kelly, a legit employment and staffing company. He's been there since 2023. That's not just a side gig, that's a stable, full-time job. And if you Google typical recruiter salaries in the US, you're looking at roughly $55,000 to $60,000 a year for that kind of role. On top of that, you have the TLC money. Just like other American cast members, he reportedly earns around $1,000 to $1,500 per episode, plus an extra $1,500 to $2,500 for the tell-all. It's not billionaire cash, but when you tack it onto a full-time salary, it becomes a nice bonus for savings, travel, or in his case, maybe funding flight school. Remember, Guillermo also once floated the idea of becoming a pilot, a dream that sounded insane when he was job hopping and reliant on Kara. Now, with a steady recruiter paycheck, it doesn't sound totally delusional. Expensive? Yes. Impossible? No. Financially, he's gone from Kara's charming but chaotic husband to guy with a regular office job and a reality TV side hustle. And for someone who moved countries, switched careers, had a baby, and flopped a few business ideas on camera, that's actually a pretty solid glow up. Fans might not be able to pin down his exact net worth today, but the vibe has shifted. He's no longer the broke dreamer. He's the dad who clocks in, clocks out, and still keeps one eye in the sky. Literally. Viewers are divided between good for him, this is real adulting, and please don't quit this job for pilot school until the math makes sense. But most agree this is the most stable Guillermo has ever looked, on or off camera. And just when you think we're settling into responsible grown-up energy, Jasmine Pineda shows up with behind-the-scenes chaos and a proposal story that had her yelling at the crew. Next, we're diving into the wild truth about Matt's big proposal, why Jasmine got mad at production, and what she really thinks about saying yes. So on TV, the edit makes it look like a classic 90-day moment. Romantic setup, Matt getting emotional, Jasmine looking shocked, the cast holding their breath. But in real life, Jasmine now says that proposal was a whole storm she was not ready for, and she let the crew know it. She admitted that right after the proposal, she actually turned to production and said to her producer, "Why didn't you stop him?" Like full-on upset that nobody stepped in to shut it down. And the producers told her straight, "We can't intervene. We don't get to tell Matt what to do." So while fans were yelling at their TVs, Jasmine was in the room yelling at the people behind the cameras. And here's the part that makes this even messier. Jasmine is still legally married to Gino. She's in the middle with a divorce, hearing him say horrible things about her, accusing her of fraud, and rewriting their relationship like he never loved her. She told Swoon that those comments from Gino cut deep because in her mind, she really did love him. So picture this. You're still technically married, your ex is trashing you publicly, your kid's immigration situation is hanging over your head, and the new guy is suddenly pulling out a ring on national television? Jasmine said flat out she didn't give Matt a definite yes because it felt like way too much pressure at the worst possible time. She even called his proposal crazy and basically the worst idea he could have had in that moment. And here's the twist. She still says Matt is a good guy who genuinely loves her. She doesn't hate him. She just doesn't understand why he's pushing so hard for a label, a ring, a marriage, when she's drowning in divorce paperwork and immigration stress. Jasmine says she doesn't want to label things or stack expectations on top of what they already have. In her mind, it should be enough that Matt feels how much she cares. But for fans watching, it raises a big question. Is she protecting her heart or keeping one foot out the door? Comment sections are split. Some viewers say Jasmine is finally putting her emotional health first. Others think she's stringing Matt along while she sorts out unfinished business with Gino and her kids. Either way, nobody's calling that proposal a fairy tale. And just when you think Jasmine's love life is complicated, don't touch that dial because Darcy Silva is back wondering if her husband has been cheating in Miami. Up next, we're heading straight into Georgie drama, Jovi's receipts, and why Kara thinks he's already got one foot out the door. Darcy and Georgie sit down for this tell-all, supposedly to rehash the usual, money issues, age gap, and the constant pressure from his family about having kids. Georgie's parents are apparently over him not having children yet, and he's pushing Darcy to move faster, even though he once said he didn't want another baby with her. That alone is messy. But Darcy is at her limit. She reminds him and everyone watching that she can't just magically rewind the clock or guarantee another pregnancy. She's older, her body has been through a lot, and his flip-flopping on the baby issue has her feeling betrayed. She straight up tells him not to waste her time and energy if he's just going to keep shifting the goalposts. Then the bomb really starts ticking. The host, Sean Robinson, asks Darcy the question that's been floating in her mind. Is she worried Georgie has been unfaithful? And before she can even fully answer, Jovi jumps in like, do you want me to tell you what I've seen? He says he's hung out with Georgie a lot in Miami, and the way he frames it, it sounds like he's sitting on some very sketchy receipts. Georgie goes quiet, looks down, and his whole body language basically screams, I know I'm in trouble. Gino and Guillermo's faces say it all. They're staring like they're watching a slow-motion car crash. And then we find out Kara has also raised concerns about Georgie's loyalty, saying he's basically got one foot out the door. According to the cast, Georgie's been having way too much fun in Miami, more like a single guy than a newly married husband. Kara warns Darcy that his behavior does not match someone who's all in. The implication is clear. If he's not cheating, he's at least acting like a man who's not afraid to give that impression. Of course, we don't get the full tea in this preview. Jovi's "Do you want me to tell you what I've seen?" cliffhanger is exactly the kind of thing production uses to keep us coming back. But for Darcy, who has a long history of picking men who break her heart, even the question of cheating is enough to shake the foundation of this marriage. Fans are split between Georgie is guilty, period, and Jovi just wants more screen time. But almost everyone agrees on one thing. Darcy deserves clarity, not more vague hints and Miami secrets. Stick around, because if you think Darcy and Georgie's trust issues are bad, wait till you see what happens when a 90-day couple stops following each other online and one of them pops up with a mystery man. Next, we're heading straight into Chloe and Johnny drama. Are they done for good, or is social media just telling half the story? So here's where it gets messy. On the show, we're still in the thick of their storyline. Chloe's mom dropping that bombshell offer. I'll support you financially if you leave Aruba and come back to Boston with me. That's not a casual suggestion. That's a full reset, a hard pivot away from Johnny, and both Chloe and Johnny look completely blindsided. But while TLC is still teasing whether they'll stay in Aruba or move back with mom, real life has already given us answers. A 90-day fan page at 90dayfiance_Alexa did the homework and posted receipts. Chloe and Johnny no longer follow each other on Instagram or TikTok. Screenshot after screenshot shows both of their following lists. No trace of each other's names. That alone had fans going, okay, so that's that. But then Chloe pops up online with an unknown man. New content, new face, and instantly the speculation goes into overdrive. Is this a new boyfriend? Just a friend? A rebound? The timing, unfollow plus mystery guy, does not exactly scream, we're still working on it. Let's not forget, this isn't coming out of nowhere. Even in the mid-season trailer, the red flags were already waving. We saw Chloe walking into Johnny's bathroom and finding an earring on the sink. That tiny piece of jewelry lit the internet on fire. Fans were like, whose earring is that? Is he cheating? Is this the beginning of the end? The core issue between them has always been trust, or really the lack of it. Both Chloe and Johnny have shown they don't fully believe each other. And when you stack that on top of her mom's condition, long-distance logistics, and now the social media unfollow, it's not hard to connect the dots. Here's the key thing. The show still has episodes to play out. We don't yet know if the earring was an innocent misunderstanding or the final straw. But in 2025 reality TV math, when a couple unfollows each other on all platforms, that's basically the modern version of filing for emotional divorce.